What question am I on? What is your favorite Apple product of all time? I really like the iMac G4's design. It's beautiful. I wish I had one. If they re-released an iMac with that design, that'd be awesome. It was really a cool design, if you ask me. Other than that, I have no idea. I really like every product Apple makes, for the most part, so it's hard to say. Have you ever tried a Linux distribution? Like I said, no, but I'd really like to try Ubuntu. It seems pretty cool. Can you program, and if so, what languages? Like I said, well, HTML isn't even programming. What am I talking about? There was one day where I actually was semi-motivated to learn Java, and then I was like, it's probably too hard, and I didn't feel like it. But for the most part, wait, what am I talking about? No, I don't know any programming languages, so. Have you ever developed your own web page for another person? Like I said, I have actually developed my own web page, but that was with what program was it? It was something else. It wasn't using HTML at all. It was just okay. Which Office suite do you use? MS Office. I use Microsoft Office. It works just fine on a Mac, and it's just good for compatibility with school and everything. So, have you ever opened a laptop to repair or upgrade? I upgraded my RAM in my MacBook, but that's super easy upgrade. That was nothing, so I don't even know if you call that an upgrade. That was like easy. I just opened iChat somehow. Okay, do you own an iPhone or iPod Touch? Got my iPod Touch right here, and that's all. If you answer yes to the above question, what is your favorite app for the iPhone or iPod Touch? Ooh. Just dropped it. I was going to turn it on, but it's going to take too long, so really like Cube Runner. That's a fun game. Tap Tap Revolution is fun. I don't really have a favorite. Since I am on my iPod Touch, there's no really applications I can use for practical uses because I'm not going to have it around with me all day. So most of my applications are just games, so because, I don't really have a need for some of that stuff because it's not going to be in my pocket all the time, which sucks because I really wish it was an iPhone, but the plans for iPhones are ridiculous, so. Okay, do you hold stocks with a technology company? No. What do you see for the future of technology? A lot of people have answered this the same way, and that's touchscreen. Touchscreens seem to be the big thing that's coming in, and I don't disagree with them. I really do believe that one day, I'm just going to be touching the screen to do everything, and that's pretty much the end of that. I don't really know what else to say. Oh, wow. I'm so lost in this right now. Hold on. Do you have a network running in your home? I do. I don't even know what kind. I think it's Linksys is the router we have. Favorite computer related movie. Computer related movie. Pirates of Silicon Valley, I guess. I don't know. Don't know what other movies I've seen with computers in them, so I have no idea. Oh, I mean, I've seen movies with computers in them, but not computer related. What is your opinion of the Apple logo? It's great. It's simple and it's really noticeable. People know what you're talking about. If you have that logo, they know what it is. It's simple and you know what it is. What's your opinion of the Windows logo? It's not that good. I don't know. I mean, it's just a logo. I mean, logos don't really say that much about a company, but the Windows logo, I prefer the Apple logo over the Windows logo. But do you own a tech toolkit for computers? No. Which game console do you prefer? I guess overall I'd have to be a 360 guy. Mainly for live. It's just addicting playing online. So, do you have? How long have you been using computers for? Well, we got our first computer in this house when I was probably, probably in second grade or before that, around the time the internet came out, probably because we really didn't have a need for it. I think we had an old Mac a long time ago though, but I have no idea. Most of my life, we've had a computer. I grew up during when computers were just getting really popular. I mean, they were pretty popular in the 80s and 90s, or in the 80s, but in the 90s they grew even more and became more of a necessity. So Do you have an external storage backing up your work? I have an external hard drive, but I don't have it backing up stuff. It's just to hold other stuff that I don't feel like having on here. So, is your network wireless or hardline? It's a wireless. Do you use computer for your main source of income? No. Would you class yourself as a geek? Yes. Would you class your computer usage as an obsession? No, actually. At a point it was, but I slowly kind of outgrew it. Especially now that I came back from Mexico, I've just kind of been more like simple-minded. I don't know. It's really weird, but I haven't been on Xbox as much. I haven't been on this as much. I'd rather just sit and talk with people, which is weird. It's not weird. It's just I don't know. I'm still a huge geek, obviously. It just now I don't do it 24/7, which is probably a good thing because it's a good idea to get out every once in a while. I mean, you don't want to be stuck in your room all day long. So, and have you ever watched Pirates of Silicon Valley? And if so, what do you think? I just talked about that with computer related movie. It was pretty good. No complaints. I watched it on YouTube because it was actually on there, but they, from what I know, did a pretty good job showing Steve Jobs' maniacism. I just made a word up, but from what I've heard, he was a total jerk back then. So, but otherwise, pretty good movie. Nothing else to say. Other than that, that's the end of the survey. This is probably gonna be split up into 2 clips, so whatever. So, yep. Maybe coming up soon I'll do an update, because as you see, I did finally get my camera back a second time. That's one thing to mention, but there's a few things more I could talk about in an update, and there you go. LCD screen is fixed. So that was nice of Panasonic. They fixed it for free because it was pretty much their fault because it broke out of nowhere again, and I assume they did something while fixing it to make that broken. But I need to stop talking now. I got things to do. Not really, but it's about that time. I'm hungry and I need dinner. And I'm tired because I had to wake up from school, so luckily I have this. So, adios amigos. Gracias para watching my movie. I'm too lazy to say that in Spanish because I don't know watching. Adios.